Hello and welcome to another video. If you're new around here, my name is the Diamond Bullet, and 3 days ago I uploaded my last video, updating you guys and talking about my series and Rogue Energy. One thing I do want to mention is Rogue Energy have canned drinks, which are here. They have two different flavors of canned drinks. They're 500 mils. However, they don't seem to be shipping to the UK at all. I have filled out their contact us form, and I am trying to find out more information as to the reason. It could be a variety of reasons, including law and legislation around energy drinks in the UK and Europe based other than America. So that is an interesting fact I thought I'd mention in this video, is that if you live outside of the US, chances of you being able to ship energy drinks to your location is slim to none. And it does tell you before you purchase it. It does tell you that it will not ship to your location. I would show you, but that would include showing you my location. So, back to this. So, I have been working on this for a while. It's been a fun journey. The past few days have been insane. I've gone from just over 100 views a total to 249 in like 3 days since I've released chapter 5. And it's been insane. I've gained views on all of my chapters. I've received comments, which I'll go over shortly, and it's been insane. Every time I look at this page, the view count goes up. And this is without any advertising. I want to make that clear. There's no advertising behind this series. I can show you. Is it in community? No content? Advertising here. You can see I've spent nothing on advertising. And this is how it's performing, which is decent. It's not amazing. It's not worth writing home about. And it's definitely not worth trying to get it published as an actual book. And I'm going to apologize for the noises in the background. I happen to be playing some Roblox in the background. Some Horse Life. I've been playing it with a friend recently. And I'm trying to sell horses. Is it pansies? Yeah. So I do apologize for the random noises this game makes. You're not hearing any of it, mind you, because I have desktop audio turned off. But I hear it, and that's what matters. So on my stall, I do have a bunch of horses for sale. So I thought I'd make that clear. I'm going to turn it down because it is quite loud of a game. And then back to this. So I do have plans to end this chapter, this series, after chapter 35. Now, a series this long typically has multiple volumes. I'm not doing that because I don't believe it'll be necessary. I like reading a book and it's all there. I don't want to read a book and then it randomly end and then I need to get another one. I don't like that. Obviously there could very easily be another volume, another series of The Legends of Diamond and Jaden, which would be completely different to this one, and it could also be focus on various different characters of the plot line of this series. So that is very, very possible. But not my next piece. My next piece is going to be completely different to this one. I don't want to give away too much information. I've been brainstorming, I've been coming up with ideas, and one of them I really enjoyed. And then I spoke to a friend about it. I showed them my idea, and they liked my idea. They didn't like the idea of this one as much, but they liked that idea. And it's probably going to be quite controversial based on the focus point of that story, but it will be completely different in mood, speed, and tempo to The Legends of Diamond and Jaden. Because The Legend of Diamond and Jaden is based on battle and power and magic and stuff like that, whereas the next series is going to be more laid back, more chill, more training focused, because it has quite an interesting plot. I do have plans to do about 20 chapters for that one, so it won't be as long as this one, but it will be more in depth, and you can connect with the characters more. This one, it is my first piece, so its performance is doing quite well, and I said from the beginning, if this performs decently, I'll keep going. I think it's performed decently. My least viewed chapter is on 33 views, which, without any form of advertisements, I think that's quite good. And chapter 1 got 80. So, based on this, we're doing quite well. However, somehow, chapter 5 has more views than these two. And that's slightly concerning. But I have always said, I said it in my video 3 days ago, and I said it in my live stream a couple days ago. Chapter 5, out of those first 5, was my favourite. Chapter 6 easily overtakes Chapter 5 in terms of how much I like the piece, and how much effort and how much plot points there are, and it's just a great chapter, Chapter 6. It will massively overshadow Chapter 5. One thing I will say about the story, though, it is intended on being read chapter by chapter, not just jumping in on the latest. The chapters all merge together, and the full introduction of characters happens chapter by chapter. It doesn't happen. I'm not going to keep giving the information of the characters throughout the series. There's no point just keep describing the same thing over and over again. So when there's new main plot characters, I have a section at the end of the chapter that goes over their profile, which shows their abilities, their magic, their appearance, all that good stuff. And working on chapter 27 was quite difficult, because I haven't touched any chapters after chapter 6 since I uploaded chapter 1. And I started looking over my notes of previous chapters, and I started thinking, where did this character come from? When was that a thing? And I had to read over notes of many chapters to figure out who each character became and what significance they had in the story before I continued. But like I said, this will be ending on chapter 35. There will be no chapters after that. Chapter 35, I will mark it as finished, as complete. It currently has, like I said, 5, so it's got 30 more chapters. And to think that I've planned up to 27 currently, it's quite crazy. But, we have some interesting characters coming up late stage. Some interesting relationship dynamics. And, without giving away too much information, there's also some betrayal. In the chapters I'm currently working on, which is quite interesting. Now, I am always going to upload my pieces as AI assisted because I have used AI in these. Not for everything. I planned out chapter by chapter everything that's going to happen. I then, because it was initially made to be an animated show, I then had to rewrite it from a script-based format to a light novel format, which AI helped me with the layout. And if I wrote it and found a plot hole that I couldn't fix, AI helped me with that. AI also generated the art, because I can't afford artists. However, I do now have donations open on my page. So if you go, let's see, how do we do this? Fiction page. Here, PayPal. So I have got a way to donate to increase my future chapters. There is some graphic violence in this as well. I will point that out. There is no sexual content in this series at all. But as you can see, in the 10 days since chapter 1 released, I've progressed so far. So much so quickly. And back to here. So this individual has been berating me. They have been giving me direction. They have been aiding me in my journey. And just like on YouTube, on here, I'm always grateful for feedback. So the first couple of chapters didn't have a timeline. It didn't have a passage of time because there was a reason for that. It was all one day. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 were all the same day. So there was a reason there was no passage of time elements. So I mentioned that. I then introduced it, which they enjoyed. They liked the description, the training sequences. They liked everything. On Chapter 3. But they didn't like that I didn't have as many transitions. From situation to situation. Which I agree, I didn't. Because I was struggling at this point already. I was struggling at getting it between the 2,000 to 4,000 words I wanted. With everything being described, it would have exceeded 4,000 words easily. But I have found a way to keep that going. And I even have some art generated, based on scenery that is described in the chapters. I am thinking about starting a Patreon where I will start releasing art for these chapters. I do have a Patreon for my YouTube channel, but I don't advertise it because I couldn't care less. But I am thinking about starting a Patreon for my writing so that I can release art, I can showcase my journey of writing, and people can ask me more direct questions. This system does have direct messaging, so it's okay. So yeah, so I mentioned that here. I appreciate feedback, and that I originally planned it to be animated, an anime or something like that. Um, Budgeting and time. So I told them I wanted 4,000 words maximum. Anything over 4,000 was just too much. So having to make it shorter meant having to remove the transitions. But since chapter 3, so 4 and 5, I stopped labeling sections. Because, like I said, it was originally planned to be an animated series. So I had the segments titled. So I removed that and included some more descriptive scenery and some more elements like that, which is why chapters 4 and 5 are slightly on the long side. And they liked it. They liked chapter 5. They said the story structure has definitely changed for the better. That I like that the characters are having development and that the environments are changing, which shows us the world. Which is great to hear. When feedback for anything is important. Streams, YouTube, videos, even adult content, if you make that, feedback is always important. And you can't go anywhere without feedback, which is why I've already asked people about my next series, because my next series is going to outshine this one massively. Because I'm going to put a lot more time and effort into it, rather than this one, which I planned all. I mean, granted, it's taken me a year and a half to get it to the point it's at now. Give or take 10 days. But my next chapter is, my next series is, I think, going to be better. It's going to be better worded, more descriptive, and I don't know if I plan to even include romance in that one. There is romance in this one. There's a lot of romance in this one. But I'm unsure on the direction I want to go in terms of romance based on a specific constraint I'm not going to mention right now because it'll give away the story. So, Legends of Diamond and Jade and Bonds Beyond Worlds. It's officially linked on my profile on YouTube, but it's been a journey getting it to where it is now. And I've been enjoying expanding it. When it comes to an end, it is going to feel different. Because I am going to take a brief break between releasing this one and starting the production of the next one. Because this has been overtaking my life for the past few weeks. Ask any friend I've spoken to, and whilst I'm talking to them, I'm working on this, or I'm working on planning, or I'm trying to get art made. Ask any of them, and they'll tell you that it's true. It's why I play Roblox games like this, where I don't have to do much. I can just sit here, occasionally feed the horse that I'm on, and then go back to writing. It's also why I haven't been around in other games as much, like 5M and things like that. But I like this horse. I'm going to go through my horses, actually. I have a lot of horses. I have 35 horses here and 10 for sale. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going crazy. And this kind of pricing makes no sense. And I've been enjoying playing this with my friend. We've been chilling, we've been relaxed, we've been doing missions. As you can see, I'm doing missions as we speak, kind of. And I've been enjoying playing with this friend of mine. Anyway, back to the series. So yeah, with the end of this one, I it will feel different for me. Because I have, like I said, been working on it for roughly a year and a half total, working on my writing and starting the planning process of this. Um, I then spoke to Jaden, who is the other character in this, and we watched In Another World with my smartphone, or Isakai's smartphone, as it's called in other languages, together, and it inspired me to write this fully. And initially, I did use AI to give me a rough idea for the first two chapters. But then I stayed in a completely different direction because those two sucked. I stayed in another direction and started planning it properly. And here we are. So yeah, 35 chapters coming of Legends of Darwin and Jaden, Bonds Beyond World. Each chapter is more chaotic than the last. There is a chapter eventually. I think it's 20. It's either 25 or 26. I'll need to look back at my notes. Where it's just nothing happens. It's a relaxed episode. It's or chapter, sorry. It's a more character development chapter. And there's a reason for that. You'll find out if you read it. And if this performs well enough, I might release me reading it each chapter by chapter, on YouTube or Patreon or somewhere. But for now, I don't have a Patreon for this, so it doesn't matter. Do check out my sponsors, w.gg. Link in the description below. Use code TDB10 for 10% off your entire order. Or check out any one of my other 6 partnerships. Using codes here and there, links here and there, and you can get 10% off Rogue Energy too. So, next week, when I get paid, I have expanded my decisions on Rogue Energy. I'll show you now. So I wanted to get cans. As you can see here, I wanted to get cans, but I'm not doing that. I can't. So I will be getting a tub, hopefully, of this. It'll be an energy tub, probably. I was thinking about this one. Because this one I'm getting in the pack. There's a whole bunch of these that I'm getting in the pack with my 40 serving one. 26 versus 26. The 40 servings is the same price. Pink lemonade, blood orange, black cherry, grape popsicle, strawberry and banana. You know what? It's the same price. So I'll add this one. Oh yeah, you can also do monthly. So you can get it every month or every 2 months. You get a reduction. I'm not doing that yet, because I like getting different flavors. Okay. So that's going to be $26.76 total, plus shipping, which is about £10. So that's what I'm doing for next week when I get paid. I don't know if I have a code that gets me 30% off on these. Dubby, I do. These I don't know. The code that they've given me doesn't seem to work. And it could be because this. It could very easily be because of this. But I'm looking forward to it. I've tried a handful of dubbies now. It's time to try these. Who knows? I might prefer this to dubby. Which is very possible. So that is going to do it for this video. Check the links in the description below. Thank you for coming out and watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!